Today's movie is pretty hilarious. Because it's about werewolves. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Stephen King's werewolf flick, Silver Bullet. Released in 1985, Silver Bullet is a pretty middle-of-the-road Stephen King adaptation. It's got a great cast led by Gary Busey and a very young Haim, some decent werewolf effects when they actually show them, and that classic Stephen King vibe. But can these wolves hunt down enough prey to earn a coveted 5 bark bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patrons Chris, Privateer 428, and Dave Myers. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on some credits. Dino De Laurentiis. Oh yeah, that name is synonymous with quality filmmaking. Stephen King's Silver Bullet? Is this a biography of Bob Seger or a training film for new hires at Coors? I mean, Coors is scary enough without King adding to it. Since this is a werewolf movie, you should expect to get mooned. A lot. Hey, it's Gary Busey making his Sick Flicks debut, baby. I hope he remembered his helmet. Here's Everett McGill. Fun fact, both McGill and Busey can put got killed by Steven Seagal on their resume. Busey got killed by the martial arts star in Under Siege. McGill met his match in Under Siege 2. And we get to one of the two Corys. Just don't ask me to tell you which one Haim is. Megan follows. Follows what? Oh, that's her name. Wow, high school must have been a blast for her. Man, look at this also starring list. We've got the stepfather himself, Terry O'Quinn, and Lawrence Tierney. You last saw Tierney way back in The Prowler and The Horror Show. Two top-notch character actors right there. And creature design by Carlo Rambaldi. Rambaldi is an FX legend who's won 3 Oscars for his work on the 1976 King Kong, E.T., and Alien. Truly one of the greats. Then we get another card. Spring 1976. I wasn't even 4 yet. So, King's book, The Cycle of the Werewolf, takes place over a year. The film condenses the timeline down to just a few months instead. Anyway, this dude's gonna serenade us through the rest of the credits.
Won't you buy Rheingold beer?
What do you think, Ian Sarah?
It stinks.
Based on the novelette by Stephen King. This one was published in '83 and the film was released in '85. Dino didn't waste any time. And King got himself a screenplay credit too. Just making bank from every angle in this one. Say what you will, but this dude clearly has a one-track mind. Directed by Daniel Attias. This was his only feature, but he did go on to win a DGA award for directing an episode of The Wire and worked on shows like The Sopranos and 6 Feet Under, as well as doing second unit work on E.T. And it looks like the cameraman is spying on our drunk guy. Oh no, Yada Glanchi tracks. Someone get Richard Lynch. And Pimp Claw. Clearly he's about to head out. But hey, don't worry, everyone's still getting ready for the Tarker's Mills annual Werewolf Festival. Before things can get underway, we've got a few words from the sheriff. Let's keep the cattle mutilations to a minimum this year. Also, please, respect your neighbors. No barking at the moon after 11 p.m. God, Corey Haim was young here. And he's out in the woods fondling his snake.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. This actual snake. And he's got one sweet set of wheels. Apparently, Werewolf Days closes early because we're headed home and it's still light out. Dad's like, if you kids don't stop bickering, I'm gonna turn this car around and feed you to the wolves. Or wait, maybe Mom's the one wearing the pants in this family.
You just want to be quiet or I'm gonna smack you now, I mean it.
You don't want none of Mom's pimp hand, trust me. Also, the 80s were wild. You just get cracked in the chops for mouthing off. House establishing shot. Damn, gotta hose this thing down. Don't like to see all this dirt on the sweet fake wood panels. Anyway, Sis has to take Corey in. Guess he's into being pushed around by the ladies. How many wheelchair jokes am I allowed before I get canceled? I should have probably asked that before deciding to do this movie. Later that night, Corey stops by for a visit. Why is he leaving money on our nightstand? Just what the hell is going on here?
What's the money for? New pair of pantyhose.
Man, he's like 12 and already has a fetish. Jesus, this whole video is gonna get me canceled. Moon establishing shot. Must be Moon Day evening, followed by a house establishing shot. Yeah, at least these won't get me in trouble. Since this is a werewolf town, I wonder if she's playing Bark at the Moon or Werewolves of London. Anyway, someone's sneaking up on the house and hey, those are some hairy arms and hands. Just what have you been up to, young man? Clearly, this big bad wolf is gonna huff and puff and blow the windows in. He's all like, "How you doing?" So it's hard to get a read on the wolf here with all the quick cuts, but De Laurentiis wasn't a fan of the way the werewolves looked in this film. He didn't think the main wolf moved properly, which was a big deal since they hired a trained dancer specifically to give the wolf more graceful movements. Oh yeah, time for a little shock and claw. Don't worry though, Grandma's packing, on the case. Be very quiet, I'm hunting wascally werewolves. But all she finds is this corpse. You can definitely call this her deathbed. Next day, the sheriff is trying to get ahead of this whole werewolf problem. We're gonna need cases of sausages down here before they devour everyone. We then jump to the bar, where this guy is probably gonna be werewolf food judging by these sweet mutton chops. Hey, Lawrence Tierney, working as a bartender, probably explains why he was so adamant about tipping in Reservoir Dogs. Since we haven't seen Corey in a while, let's check in with him. He's rolling past the crime scene. Literally. And now it's time for another great moment in horror film acting. Check out this line read.
I was scared to go past your house by myself. I saw her all the time.
Ever the pro, he's gonna help her with her performance.
Hey, take it easy.
After parting with his love interest, he's got to stop to gas up the old silver bullet. You could say he's about to get all pumped up. House establishing shot. Hey, look, Gary Busey finally showed up. So, Corey, let me tell you about that time me and Johnny Utah were hunting down some bank robbers. Look at Mom. She's like, God, not this shit again. I mean, next they'll be telling us about how he was in Shadow Company in Nam. And now she's had enough. This is enough drinking and gambling for one night. He's only 12. Jesus, Busey just never met a scene he wouldn't devour. I mean, if this dude was any more ham, we'd have to call him Porky. With Corey off to bed, it's time for Gary's intervention. Too bad they didn't get Jeff Van Vonderen to host this thing. Jeff Van Vonderen. That's a deep reality TV cut right there. Anyway, Red's reaction is a lot like what mine would be.
Don't be telling me what to do. You've been telling me what to do all my life.
Yeah, I'm the king of Red. You're not the boss of me. Well, I think that went well, all things considered. Where's my wild turkey? By God, we got an NWA title match scheduled for one fall with TV time remaining. Yeah, kick his ass, Nature Boy.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that hurts my parts.
I can't actually tell who's in this match. Bonus screenwriter's credits for any viewer who figures it out. I know one guy is Brian Adidas, but I'm not sure who he's squaring off against. God, there's a lot to take in here. The randomly placed gun rack, the antlers, but I can't get past the fact that the print on the drapes matches the lamp. I mean, I'd have never pegged this guy for having such refined tastes in home decor. Oh great, we got squatters in the outhouse again. Hey, sweet grow house. Man, look at all that pot. Not the kind of grow house I was hoping for. And the werewolf is stalking him. This is a pretty sweet Telltale Heart cosplay. And we're about to find out who's into literature after that joke. Oh yeah, his edibles must have kicked in because now the whole place is rocking. Man, have I been there. Then the werewolf strikes. Up through the floorboards. Sure, let's just go with that. Then he gets impaled. I can only imagine what he's going through. Definitely looks bored. Shotguns on sale. USA! USA! Anyway, let's check in on Corey. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's doing something dangerous. I mean, does this count as him being higher than a kite? Meanwhile, over at the bar, things are getting tense.
If you don't shut your mouth, well, I'm gonna shut it for you.
Feels like we're about to see some police brutality. Fisticuffs are interrupted when this dude shows up.
Has anybody in here seen my son?
Ah, you just missed him. He finished off his picture, then said he had to go do some homework. And I think we found Brady. Now it's time for a funeral. I don't know if they needed a coffin. Probably could have just stuck Brady in a doggy bag. Father's like, damn, gonna need a new altar, boy. And Red's like, you know what would liven this up? Some wild turkey. It's what Brady would have wanted. Sweet, she's playing in the Garden of Eden by Iron Butterfly. Oh, nice, we're road tripping. This looks like an early version of Tommy Boy. Also, did anyone give Red a breathalyzer before letting him drive? Anyway, Corey has theories about there being a werewolf on the loose, but Red isn't buying it.
Psychotics are more active when the moon is full. And this guy's a psycho.
And believe me, I know psychos. I not only play Mr. Joshua, but I'm also one in real life. With a threat to the town on the loose, the citizens of Haddonfield get ready to end Michael once and for all. But this is interrupted when Brady's dad shows up to recreate the Mrs. Kintner / Chief Brody scene from Jaws. You knew there was a shark out there. You knew it was dangerous. Woohoo! Evil dies tonight! Not sure if this is a hunt or just people showing up for what's going to be the kegger of the year. Moon establishing shot. I mean, hey, at least it's not Uranus. I'm no hunter, but I feel like these guys might want to spread out. Oh, Jesus, Ed Gein is out here hunting. Do you kids even remember the Butcher of Plainfield? Christ, I'm old. But it's a trap. Just cue your own Admiral Akbar here. This dude looks like he's about to host a meeting of the Midnight Society. And it appears we've arrived in a Claudio Fragasso film. Then the wolf strikes. Its first victim is Pittsburgh Pirates left fielder Mike Easler. Then this guy gets a hand. Literally. Seems like that went well, judging by all these coffins. They got a group discount down at the mortuary. If you're wondering what this guy majored in at seminary, I heard he just finished his pastor's degree. Then he drops this bombshell.
It's hard.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that. He meant this.
At a time like this, to find the words to offer you any comfort.
Oh, great. Everyone's wolfing out now. So, fun fact, there were 70 extras in this sequence. The principal actors got the best makeup effects, while everyone else was mostly just given enough prosthetic work to make them look dangerous. And it turns out this is all just football practice. The next day, Corey gets his new ride. He's ready to join the Sons of Anarchy, Tarker's Mills chapter. I suppose we might as well stop for a music montage here. Looks and sounds like the opening to an 80s sitcom.
Oh, the kid's dead meat.
No way. I know James A. Janice, and that is not him. Oh yeah, this is going great. He's passing on a double yellow on a curve. We're probably going to need a new protagonist at this rate. I will say this though, Busey might be the greatest uncle ever. He gives you an illegal motorcycle wheelchair and Roman candles. I also feel like this is Gary Busey at his most Nick Nolte. I'm not even sure they're different people right now. Has anyone ever seen them in the same place together? It's like Clark Kent and Superman. Anyway, Corey's off lighting fireworks, but he has an audience. My, what big eyes you have, grandmother. And here he comes.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean he's making his move for Corey. Wait, that still sounds dirty. Oh, hey, is that a bottle rocket in your lap, or are you just happy to see me? Definitely a bottle rocket. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. I'd say he was seeing stars, but these are more like sparks. And here's a live look at me every morning. Look, Marty, it's cool you saw a werewolf, but Uncle Red is trying to sleep one off. Can we talk about this in the morning? With Uncle Red too hungover to help, he turns to his sister. But she's too busy with her Avon side hustle, apparently. Look, we don't want any. Take your damn glimmer sticks somewhere else. Oh, Jane's collecting cans for recycling. I used to collect aluminum cans for money. I had to stop crushing them because it was so depressing. Oh yeah, strong contender for worst pun in show history right there. Bow before my magnificence. Wait a minute, is the Padre a werewolf? I must have had on an eye patch too because I did not see that coming. I think the Padre might be a hoarder. Now that they know who the werewolf is, Marty's ready to become pen pals with him. Oh, this is like a text version of random YouTube hate comments. Okay, I gotta know what exactly they sell in a store called Sick Room Needs. Arr, it's a map to me buried treasure. Anyway, they do eventually get Uncle Red involved, who's not really buying any of this.
You want to know what I think?
The Miller High Life is the champagne of beers? The Wild Turkey trumps Jack Daniels? I'm guessing it's both, but he does have a great idea for a movie.
I'm a little too old to be playing the Hardy Boys Meet Reverend Werewolf.
Not gonna lie, I'd watch that.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No, cut. Lance Henriksen, show him how to properly deliver that line.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Then we get the slowest chase scene since OJ and Al took off in the Bronco. Thrill as they race down the streets at a respectable 25 miles per hour. I mean, really, why does the Reverend even need to follow him? There are like 50 people in this town. Pretty sure he knows where he lives. But there's no time to ponder that now because we've got road rage. Now it's a real chase. Not exactly bullet, but I'll take it. Looks like he activated the smoke screen function too. Oh, I'm sure this is fine. Great, now we're gonna need a tow. Corey should be free and clear, but he's thwarted by a well-placed piece of lumber in the road. And things are getting worse because here comes Reverend Werewolf. Looking kind of solid Snake with the eye patch and sneaky approach. But before he can finish off Marty, our hero is saved by a farmer ex machina.
Mr. Zimmerman! Please! Mr. Zimmerman!
Town hall establishing shot. With Uncle Red finally convinced, we've now got the sheriff on the case too. Hey, anyone home? Collecting donations for the PBA. And then he continues investigating. Aw man, you dinged up the Buick. Nothing some Bondo and spray paint can't fix. And jump scare. followed by werewolf transformation. Batter up. Man, he's clubbing him like he's a baby seal. Looks like the deputy is about to get a promotion. And with that, Red is off to make some silver bullets.
You want a silver bullet, huh?
Oh, great. They got one bullet? Guess they better not miss. With the bullet obtained, it's time to set the plan in motion. First step is getting rid of the parents. Red, don't be letting them drink wild turkey while we're gone. House establishing shot. Look at how fake that moon is. And here comes the werewolf. Damn, his nails are longer than mine. And apparently he works for the electric company and these guys are late on their bill. Now he's gonna huff and puff and blow the walls in. Yeah, just breaking walls down like he's Chris Jericho here. And there goes the bullet. Great job. When furries attack. Uncle Red is jobbing at this thing like he's the Brooklyn Brawler. But Corey's got the bullet, and he's not gonna miss. I haven't seen an eye shot like this since Loomis nailed Michael at the end of Halloween 2. Okay, this thing looks like a Wookiee. But you know the monster's never dead, right? Okay, now he's dead. And how are they gonna explain a dead naked pastor with no eyes in the house? And freeze frame ending. So, what have we learned from Silver Bullet? Well, for starters, that this middle-of-the-road adaptation of a Stephen King novel is better than you'd probably expect. So much of King's work resonates because it peels back the layers of small-town America and the people who live there, showing them as heroes and monsters in extraordinary circumstances, and that's no different here. It's never going to get lumped in with the classic King adaptations like The Dead Zone or Christine or The Shining, but it's better than a lot of the films made from his work. But enough about that. Can Silver Bullet blast its way to a 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, this one is pretty light. We get some claw kills, blasted out eyes, and some half-hearted werewolf transformations, but that's about it. King clearly wasn't going for the gross out in this one, and as such, I can only give Silver Bullet a 2 barf bag rating. It's not a sick flick, but it is an entertaining piece of 80s nostalgia. Looking for another King adaptation from the 80s? Then be sure to check out my review of Maximum Overdrive. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.